Hi, welcome to 615 Local Live. I'm your host today, Dan Shaw. And you can see right there with me, which wasn't supposed to be on the screen yet, but I screwed up, is Cassidy. Cassidy Reagan. See, I almost did it. Cassidy Reagan, yes, like the president, will be joining me today, and we will be talking about real estate here in Middle Tennessee. And she is a Tennessee home expert. So if you have questions, make sure you send those in. Put those questions with a Q in front of it. I would highly appreciate it. And we know that there's many people wanting to move here to Middle Tennessee. So if you got questions, this is the time to ask. And if you happen to watch on replay, please put that Q in there anyway, so I can shoot those over to Cassidy and she can get those questions answered for you. And I'm going to make sure you send me a private email or something to 615.local@shalenmedia.com. And if I had that ready, I could put it up on the screen. And I do not, but if you go to our website, you can find it there. So make sure you just give us your contact information so Cassidy can contact you directly, and I don't have to play middleman, because I'd appreciate that. So anyway, Cassie, I'm going to mute your mic just because everybody's hearing you laugh, and I appreciate, that you do laugh at my corny jokes. So, look, I'm kind of winging this today. I've had a little bit of technical difficulties, but I'm excited that Chomp Shop down in Nolensville has created us a new 615 local hat. It's got the tri-stars on the side. It comes in black, gray, same tri-stars on the side, and the gray one's the one I'm modeling for you today. And we also have the distress gray look, which I actually love that. When I said, definitely, Chris, I want that to be part of the collection. They are not up on the website yet, but when they do, this is where they will be. So make sure that you get over there, and it's going to show on the screen, right? There we go. shop.615local.co or .co, however you want to say it. And just so you know how that works, when you shop from that, it's actually shopping at a Chomp Shop site, and they do all our shipping. They do all our merch for us. Obviously, there's a cost involved there, but when you buy from that store, we get credit back so we can do future orders and do giveaways, and we can do stickers and so forth like these that we send out to businesses that are verified, that they are locally owned. And when I say verified locally owned, they got to be 25% or more locally owned by somebody living and operating that business in the 615 area. A lot of our businesses that we work with, they're on site, meaning that owner works there. They are putting in their effort to make sure that business is performing at top notch. And one that I want to shout out to is Splashy's Car Wash down in Murfreesboro, because Splashy's, they're kind of near and dear to my heart because they were my first client really for 615 local. And I've worked with them hand in hand, done a few projects here and there. I know coming up in October, they're going to have an amazing clown town. That's kind of like a haunted house through a car wash. I don't even know how to describe it, folks, because it's just getting better and better every year. And I know they got some amazing stuff planned for this year because I've sat down and talked with the owner, and he's told me what he's got planned, but I ain't going to spoil it. So I'm not going to give out any hints, but just get there early, buy your tickets early. Actually, I think they're going to pre-tail tickets this year. And I don't even know what the cost is, but I know it's worth it because I heard the lines sometimes can be up to 2 hours long. So They have the local police force out there or the sheriff's department or something helping direct traffic. And it's just a great time. And I know sometimes they donate monies to the local schools or whatever. I'm not sure what they're doing this year. I haven't heard yet, but I'm just happy that I get to work with people like that are involved in their community. So what I would appreciate you doing for us, though, is, hey, jumping over to 615local.co, find you a local business on there. It's not that hard. You come over here and you just put it in like what you're looking for. In this case, I'm just going to say car wash, since we've been talking about that, and do a search on that. But I went a little too fast, and there we go. I was jumping too fast there. But anyway, Splashy's Car Wash come up. You can view that listing, find out more about them, their hours of operation, and so forth. We don't keep the information up to date. We do expect the ownership to do it or somebody at their location to do it. They have some great videos on here too, because my team went down and shot these videos back in, I believe, late 2020. So you can get to learn about the owner in these videos as well. And Kelly's an awesome guy, Kelly Helton. Please go and watch the videos on the site. You'll see our quality of work, and actually it's even stepped up since then. And we offer videos and so forth underneath Shayla Media to help you create content for your website, for YouTube, for Instagram, for whatever you want. Because I know we'll even shoot a TikTok video, but I won't dance on it. I promise you that. So anyway, without further ado, we're going to unmute Cassidy here. And once again, like I said, Cassidy, Reagan, like that president that a lot of people loved. And, but anyway, I actually served under him, Cassidy, just so you know. I served under him, I think, for about a year before it went to the Bush era. So, yeah, I'm an old time. I've been out of the military for a while, but I am a veteran. So this company is veteran owned, just so you know, and I do love supporting veterans. I want to really give a shout out to all our veterans out there in the 615. And Cassidy, I know you work with quite a few of them yourself, don't you?
Absolutely.
All right. Well, without further ado, Cassidy, we're just going to jump right into the questions. And the first one is, go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell everybody who you are. Give us a little background on you.
So again, my name's Cassidy Reagan. I'm actually from Crossville, Tennessee. It is on the other side of Cookeville, Tennessee, if you've ever heard of that. I did go to college in Cookeville, so Tennessee's home sweet home. I definitely don't plan on going anywhere anytime soon, at least. But I actually came to Clarksville a little over a year ago, and I have loved it. I love meeting with like the local businesses and seeing what they have to offer. But yeah, that's just a little bit about me. I did join the Army actually right out of high school. So that is why I'm in Clarksville now. But
well, that's awesome. So you definitely love working with veterans and active duty and their spouses and families, helping them find, even if it's temporary housing for a little while here. They might buy a home and be here only a couple of years until, being restationed. So you can be their on the ground person to getting them into a home and getting them back out of a home.
right.
And we know the market around Nashville, so I will just say all of Middle Tennessee at this point, because it ain't just Nashville. It is spread from the top, from Kentucky down to Alabama, is a hot market. And we hear about all these cooling off periods and so forth. I just know my home value went up in Nashville when I was down there. I was pretty impressed how much I was able to walk away with after, paying a little bit of closing costs. And I know what my home value up here in beautiful Pleasant View, Tennessee has gone up to. That is just everybody knows that's halfway between Nashville and Clarksville, right off of exit 24 on I-24. If you're ever coming through the area, I always suggest stopping in, check out a local business here in Pleasant View. But we're going to get back to Cassidy. So what got you started in real estate?
So when I was in college, I went for business and I knew that I wanted to do something in the business world. I just didn't know what that would be. And so I job shadowed a realtor for a couple months and I really liked her lifestyle and how she was able to spend time with her family, make her schedule. And obviously, I grew up watching HGTV, which people always make fun of, and they're like, it's not like the show. And it's definitely not. However, I do like looking at the houses. First time home buyers are usually my favorite because they're just so excited when they do go in a home and they get to see, like, this is what I would do with this, and I can actually paint this wall. Because in rentals, a lot of times you don't get that opportunity. So I also love working with people. So, with real estate, you're always working with new people. The job's never the same, it's different every single day. And it's just definitely up my alley.
So, I mean, and one thing is there's a lot of education that goes into that before you can even start showing a home, correct?
Absolutely, yes.
And what kind of, briefly, just what kind of education did you have to go through in testing before you can become a licensed realtor here in Tennessee?
So, of course, when you get your real estate license, you have to learn the legal parts of it. You don't necessarily dive into, okay, here's how you show a house, or usually those things come naturally to you. But during your licensings, you learn, what you can and can't do as far as like steering clients. You don't want to send them and be like, live in this neighborhood or live in this neighborhood. Give them, their options. Be like, here, you're moving to this area. Okay, let's talk about what you're looking for instead of, pinning you to certain areas. What are you looking for? You're looking for a 3-bedroom, 2-bedroom, whatever the case may be. But yeah,
I mean, now I mean, obviously, like you said, there's not a lot of training on that interaction part, but it
right.
really takes a person like yourself with personality that loves working with people, that wants to have good engagement, even in the real world, not just online like we see over here on your Instagram. But let's talk about that a little bit. You are a realtor that jumped out at me because you are very engaging on your Instagram. You are going above and beyond what I see a lot of realtors. A lot of them are just get the listing, get it on the MLS, and pray it sells. I mean,
Right.
that's just, let's just be honest. That's what some of them do, maybe not all of them, but it's but you jumped out at me. There was another one down in the Spring Hill, I think it's Spring Hill or Columbia area. Actually, she might be in Franklin, that does the same thing. So both of you kind of be on two ends of the state, help me, have different points of view for different areas of the market. So, and when you jump out at me like that, that makes me want to help, obviously, you to get more engagement and you to get more attention. And as long as you're going to work hard, we'll work hard for you as well, because we want people to work with quality people. We want somebody to work with somebody local that's really going to care about them. I don't want to steer somebody to an agent that's just going to ignore their phone calls and not get back to them and everything. And I've tested you a few times because, there's properties up here I want to look at, and we
Right.
were already talking about one today. So just tell me how hard is it, or what kind of time do you really have to devote to kind of put this kind of engagement out there? And we're just talking about Instagram. You got TikTok, and I have no idea what else.
So for me, especially going to college, I grew up with social media. I went through marketing and I just like to grab people's attention. And obviously, I love real estate. I love what I do. I love looking at houses. And, I ask my friends, my family, when you go to my page, like, what do you want to see? Like, do you want to see tip of the day, or do you want to talk about investing? And they're like, we just want to see you in your element. We want to see the houses that you're showing. We want to see that you're actively doing open houses. You're doing showings with your clients. Like, you're not just sitting behind a desk or, sitting properties to someone. Real estate is so much more than that. And so if I can portray that on my social media, then I feel like I'm doing a good job.
You're doing an excellent job, at least in my, for me to reach out to somebody, that I found on social media, and I haven't physically met you in person. I think this is the first time we've actually even had a video conversation. We've had a few phone conversations, so I got your personality, and I just knew you were going to be somebody I could work with. So tell me well, maybe it's kind of cooling off. I don't know. You'll have to tell me, but what has really made our market so hot in Middle Tennessee, you feel, over the last, 6, 7 years?
Well, I feel like mostly because of COVID too, a lot of people are able to work from home now. They're not necessarily having to be in a physical place. And then when you take Tennessee into consideration and what we have to offer with like our low or no state tax, you get more house here for the price than if you go, like, obviously it's still in Tennessee, but even in Brentwood and Franklin, prices are a little bit more expensive there. So when you come on the outskirts to like Clarksville, you are getting larger homes for the price, and you're so close to Nashville. Also, with it being Fort Campbell right across the street, Clarksville's always going to be busy. Businesses are always going to be successful because of, soldiers coming in. Fort Campbell's definitely not going anywhere. So I feel like that's why a lot of people want to come to Tennessee. I love Tennessee. Obviously, I'm a little biased because I was born and raised here, but there's a lot of fun things to do, especially with Nashville and Clarksville being 30 minutes away.
You're kind of the unicorn now, born and raised here, right? I mean, especially around the Nashville area. I don't know I counted the other day. I was riding around with my girlfriend going down to Cool Springs and back up here. We, almost got ran off the road by people from about 10 different states. So, by the license plates. Now they could have just been tourists or people that just moved into the area and haven't changed their plates over. But it's amazing when you actually meet somebody like yourself that is an OG, Tennessee OG there, I don't know if OG is the right word, but I like saying it. Makes me feel a little younger. But hey, up on the screen, we're going to jump off of real estate for a second.
Okay.
And I want everybody to see you are actually, you are a soldier, as well. So you understand that life, you explain this picture here. What's going on?
So actually, I just got back from my annual training. When you're in the reserves, you do 2 weeks in the summer, and then you do 1 week in a month. So here I actually got, you can't see it's in my hand, but I got a nice little coin for doing the color guard for one of our events. It was actually a retirement ceremony and then a change of command ceremony that I was entered in to do. And out of everyone in our unit, they asked me to do it. And they said, you look well put together. We've noticed you. So like, would you want to do this? And I was like, absolutely. I was a little nervous because I was around a 2-star general and a 1-star general, but it was a great time.
That is awesome. We appreciate your service and thank you for taking the time out to serve our country. We applaud you for that. We know just as well the reserves and the National Guard can be deployed, things can happen that we know what's going on up in, the Eastern Kentucky right now. There, that's devastating to a lot of families up there. And we know that, that at any time that people can be deployed from anywhere to go help in those situations. So even abroad, we know we have soldiers stationed in Poland and in other countries right now just because of situations going on in the world. So thank you for that. Back to real estate though, because this is what we're here to talk about. But you know what? I have a passion for our veterans and I have a passion for our active duty. Sometimes I'll be out at a restaurant and see active duty. I got to buy them a meal because, I just want to say thank you. So everybody should do that. If you see active duty that are out with their families or their other buddies from the base, buy them a meal, buy them a beer, something, just show that you appreciate them. So back to this. So what are some top points that any new home buyer must know and examine before even walking into a home?
So I will say I see this a lot when someone has never been through the home buying process. They're immediately overwhelmed. And I feel like it's my job to take that stress away and baby step anyone who has questions. And a lot of times they're like, I'm sorry if I'm asking a dumb question or a stupid question. And I'm like, I don't have all the answers to every single question, but if I don't know the answer, I know someone who does, and I will get you that answer. So for that one, it's mostly just finding someone who's professional and being able to express your concerns without any downfall or being nervous that you're not getting the right information. Um, there's so many steps into it, and obviously I don't want to dive into all of that, but you got to get pre-approved. You got to you know find a home in the area that you want to live in, and then that's a whole process in itself. And a lot of times people think, oh, if I find a house, do I just close on it in a week? Unfortunately, I wish that's how it worked, but it can take 30 to 45 days. So it's really just finding a real estate agent that you feel comfortable with and that fits your energy, and then getting all your questions answered.
And why should somebody really find a qualified agent to work with? What are they there to do for that client?
I feel like you need to find someone who, this is just my personal opinion,
That's
who
fine.
takes their time and doesn't just jump the gun and is willing to show you as many houses as you want to see, because this is one of the largest financial decisions of your life. So you want someone who's going to take that into consideration and also be able to negotiate your deal and go to bat for you. You don't want someone who, I see Bree sent a message in there. Hey, Bree. But you definitely want to find someone who is professional and not just jump the gun.
Yeah, and I mean they're providing you some safeguards too. When instead of
Absolutely.
I mean, I truly believe a lot of people I think make the mistake about using the same agent that is on for the listing agent, and it's really hard for them to be neutral in that
Right.
transaction. So you need to have, just like you would have your own attorney, you wouldn't hire the same divorce attorney your soon to be ex-spouse did.
Right.
I mean, why do that in the real estate transaction? It is a legal transaction, folks, and she has gone to school to learn that legal part of it and pass state certified testing and everything, because you can sell a house anywhere in the state of Tennessee, correct?
Absolutely.
All right. So if you got a home you want to buy in Knoxville, Cassidy's there for you. So just reach out and she'll make sure that you're able to view that home, even if she's got to send another agent out there to help you get access to the home and get a viewing time. But all right. So what shifts in the home buying process have you been seeing? Is everything staying about the same, or are things kind of shifting now?
I do feel like the market has been shifting due to, of course, interest rates going up. And I see homes that are sitting on the market a little bit longer. You're not seeing as many offers on one singular home. A couple months ago, you would see 10, 15 offers and everyone outbidding each other. And now, of course, there are still homes that are going very quickly. Don't get me wrong. But you are seeing your buyers being able to be a little bit more picky. They don't have to go into a home and be like, okay, well, I really like this one, so do I have to put in an offer right this second? They're able to see their options and then gradually make that decision. And sellers, they're having to start helping buyers a little bit and doing some minor inspection repairs. And before, of course, a lot of people were just waiving all of the inspections and just trying to get that house sold.
And I know, just because of the position you're in, you obviously probably know a lot of people in the financing side of it that you can recommend as well. But do you feel that it's good for a new buyer to go and just do their own research and find their finance company, or do you
Absolutely.
want or work with your realtor? Which one's the best way to go there?
I feel like absolutely, like anything, I feel like you should interview your realtors. You should be interviewing your lenders, knowing what your options are. Because like you might meet me and maybe you don't think that we would be a good fit. Well, that's perfectly fine. There are so many agents out there. Same with lenders. Doesn't mean I won't fight for a spot, but you definitely want to find someone that can answer all your questions again, like I was saying. And the financial portion, different lending companies offer different rates, different benefits for you. So the more you know, the better for you.
And it's always look out for yourself, because there's a lot of fees attached to a home buying process or a selling process.
Mhm.
Understand and educate yourself on what all that is, because you can sometimes avoid those fees by off
Mhm.
shifting them to either the buyer or the seller, whatever part of the transaction you're making. So the more educated you are about the process, and the more you ask questions of a person like Cassidy or your finance company, the more prepared you're going to be to really go in and negotiate what that final contract's going to be, because you are kind of sitting in the driver's seat, as a buyer or a seller.
Mhm.
You're the one that really has got to push for what that bottom line's going to be. I've gone through this a couple of times. I know my brother's watching from Seattle. He's looking to retire into the area. So, hopefully he'll give you a call, Cassidy. I'm not going to tell him which way to go there, but anyway, he's done a lot of real estate transactions himself, but hopefully he'll find a great piece of land here in Tennessee one day, and be a little bit closer to the rest of its family. Um, we're just going to kind of, any additional tips right now that you want to make sure that people understand, if something we haven't covered yet, to kind of get their home buying process or their selling process on the going.
So a good tip is I always post this on my social media, but like make sure if you're listing your home, like you want it to feel welcoming when someone walks through the door. I've showed several homes where, there's dogs everywhere. And don't get me wrong, I absolutely love dogs, the more the merrier. But, make sure your home is like nice and prepared for people to come look at, because you want your house to go quickly. And especially with the market shifting a little bit, it's just the little bit of effort goes a long way. And then for buyers, take your time. Don't feel rushed. Don't let anyone talk you into making a decision that you're not financially ready for. And definitely talk to your lenders. Feel comfortable with the decision you're about to make. So,
And I will back her up on the tidying your home up. I have a friend, and actually he was on the show a couple of weeks ago, Jason Christopher. He is a professional real estate photographer, and he shoots a lot of real estate. He came from the California market, where he was shooting $5-10 million homes out there, and now he's learning that Tennessee is a little bit different than that, but he's enjoying working on a different scale here. But so the same thing applies. Don't leave your dirty tennis shoes laying around. And he comes in, he's like, this house is not ready to be shot. He's telling the agent, I'll shoot it if you want to pay for it, but I'm telling you this, and this, because he's got that eye for that. You didn't even clean the mirrors in your bathroom. You still got toothpaste on there, and so forth. But she's right. Present your home as if it's going into a magazine, and you will sell. Your pictures will come out so much better, even if they're shot by your agent's iPhone or whatever, or you get a person like Jason in there to shoot for you. You want to make sure that you're able. He shot my condo that I sold in Nashville. And I'll tell you what, I probably had the best photos on that MLS for a week compared to some of the others that I saw, because I did compare. And my house, mine turned in, I think 25 days. So that wasn't bad. And anyway, we're going to kind of move off of real estate now, unless you got anything else to add about that.
I'm all good.
Okay. Well, now the part that I love asking all my guests is, what local businesses in the 615, or even up there in Clarksville area, because I know they're a little bit outside of the 615, but we still kind of count them in, because our military loves coming down to Nashville. They love coming down to the other areas in the 615. So tell us about places up there, or even in Nashville, that you like to support, or Pleasant View, right where I live.
I remember telling you this was so hard for me because I love so many local businesses. Like, that's my favorite thing. I rarely go anywhere that's not local, besides Target, but you can't judge me for that one. So I went to Battleground Fitness. That's a huge one for me because they are Christian based, and the owners are so sweet. Every time I go in there, they're like, "How are you doing? How's fitness going for you? Do you have any questions?" So it's just always a welcoming environment. Um, so this one's not fitness related, but I don't know if you've ever tried it. King's Bluff Brewery here in Clarksville. It is absolutely amazing. You have to try it if you've never been.
Well,
I
I'm
do.
writing it down right now because I will probably go to a brewery before I'll go to the fitness center. Just going to be honest with you. So.
That's fair. That's fair. And Row House, I don't know if you've heard of that. It's actually on my page. I went there. That's in Cool Springs, so in Franklin. And that was the best workout I think I've ever had because I've never did
We
that
actually, yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there. I know we have promoted them a couple of times when they started out. So, and they actually, I think they also work with another client of ours underneath Shaylin Media, kids gym down in Franklin that they go in, I think, and they do some stuff with them as well. So it's good to hear the names that I'm kind of familiar with, but I'm always writing down so I can learn about new ones that I haven't, Battleground Fitness, I knew nothing about. So Kings Bluff Brewery, I knew nothing about. I do know a gentleman that's opening a distillery up in your neck of the woods. He's going to be opening right next to Star Spangled Brewery, which I'm not sure if you've been to Star Spangled, but I really suggest you go out and check it out. I think you'll love Star Spangled, but Leatherwood is opening right next door to them. They distill hard alcohol, but Leatherwood will be opening. Actually, they opened Friday. They opened Friday was their grand opening. And unfortunately, I didn't get to go. I had something else already on the books, but, Bree's saying Kings Bluff is amazing also.
She's so right.
So I guess you two have hung out there together, maybe?
No, we haven't. But Bree, I know where we're going next weekend.
There you go. And Bree, you're getting a lot of shout outs there. So if you're involved in the finance industry around in Nashville area, 615, reach out to me because I'd love to get you on the show as well. So anyway, is that it? You got any more?
Oh my gosh. I have a couple more. So again, this is fitness related, but Burn Boot Camp Clarksville. So they're on social media. I will say I have not tried it out yet, but I'm definitely going to. So if you see their social media, maybe that could be something I experience with you guys because I'm so excited to try it out.
Give me that name one more time. Burn.
Yeah, I had to write it down. It's Burn Boot Camp, and they are in Clarksville. I do believe that there are a couple different ones in different areas, so there might be one in Nashville as well.
Okay, great.
The last person, she's I want to give her a little shout out. Her name's Sarah Hicken Artistry on Instagram. She's the lady I go to for my lashes, my facials, massages, all of that. And she just opened up her own booth in Nashville. So
awesome. Well, let's say that name one more time.
It's Sarah Hicken Artistry.
Okay. And I will find that off of I'm sure you linked her somewhere, and we'll find that, and we'll shout her out a couple of times. So I'm writing it down now.
You can go get you a facial. I swear it's amazing.
I need to go get a pedicure, believe it or not. I don't know if she does those, but I do need that. Sarah Higgins Artistry. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to have my eyelashes done, but I'll definitely look and see what other services. But my girlfriend always loves going to those places and have her fingernails done, her toenails done. So, and I'm not sure if she does her eyelashes. I've never asked.
Hey, she might want to try it out. That might be a gift for you.
Hey, that's a good idea. Her birthday is right around the corner in October. So,
aww.
All right. Well, Cassidy, I really appreciate you being with us today. And I know we're going to be in touch because we're planning on trying to go look at a house. So thank you very much for your time. And if I get any more further questions in, I will definitely pass those on to you. And then you can connect with them and hopefully grow your client base, because I know they'll appreciate working with you and how much attention you give your clients. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
I don't know what my brother. Yes, he needs one. I need one. What?
That's a house.
I need another house. Okay. I need an investment house. So, and Justin says, thanks. This was great. So Justin, I'm glad you joined us, and hopefully you learned something, and reach out to Cassie if you're looking to sell or buy, because I know she'll take good care of you. So But Cassidy, you have a good rest of your weekend, and we're getting a little rainfall here in Middle Tennessee, which I know we need. That's always great because our yards definitely do need some perking up, and it'll make your what do you call that when the street? What do they call that when you're looking at a house from the street? I know there's a word for that, and I think we're both drawing a blank. But anyway, you just when the yards are green, it makes the house look prettier. So there we go.
Oh,
we'll
yes.
just say that.
The landscaping?
Yeah, it's something. There's like something else it's called. My brother probably will know and tell me after we already sign off. But anyway, it's just that look when you're driving by and you see a for sale sign. If everything looks good, it's going to make you want to go look at that inside of that house. If the outside looks like garbage and you got a for sale sign out there, ain't nobody going to want to look at that. So we run into that a lot here in Middle Tennessee. There's some people that love to park junk cars on their yard for some reason, but curb appeal. Thank you.
Curb appeal.
Thank you. That's what I was looking for. Thank you, Bree. Appreciate that because I was scratching my head there trying to remember what that was. Curb appeal. Thank you. But anyway, you have a good rest of your day, and thanks for joining me. And I will say goodbye.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. Remember, this is all about supporting local here at 615 Local. 615 Local is a brand of Shaylin Media LLC. We are licensed with the state of Tennessee, Secretary of State. We support local businesses from, I think it was Spring Hill all the way up to here in Pleasant View, out towards Dixon to as far as, well, I got it right here on my shirt. We got Smith County, Macon County, Trousdale, Wilson, DeKalb County. There's all kinds of counties. Rutherford, of course, the beautiful county that I'm in, Cheatham County, Davidson County, of course, because that's where Nashville sits. Davidson County is probably the biggest population-wise. I try to give a lot more attention to outside of Davidson. Of course, I will give attention to Davidson County, but I want to bring attention to those in, smaller markets such as Cheatham County, Macon County, Smith County. I love working in Rutherford County. I love getting down there. Gets me, a little bit further south of Nashville, and I get to talk to local businesses. Like I say, my first client down there was Splashy's Car Wash, and they are in Rutherford County. They're in Murfreesboro. Please look them up if you're down that way and you want a great car wash, because I drive a Dodge Challenger, and I do not like my car getting those little swirls in it from some of those car washes. Just a long story short, I tested them out. And I go to anytime I'm down in that area, as long as it ain't raining like today, I will go down there and get my car washed. And I've seen some very expensive cars going through there, and I'm very impressed with how they run it. So, like I said, go over to their 615.local, look up Splashy's Car Wash. You'll see what they have to offer. There are some videos towards the bottom of that profile page, and run those. We shot them, so we're kind of, back then we were called 615 Life. I rebranded this in 2021 to 615 Local because we support local. It just made more sense. So anyway, thanks for joining today. I'm going to get out of here and enjoy the rest of my Sunday. I actually got some barbecue I just made up, and we're going to go, me and my girlfriend go hanging out at a friend's house for a couple of hours, and then enjoy some barbecue, and then the rest of our Sunday. So I'm going to say goodbye. Thanks for joining, and always shop, support, drink, eat, services of local. Thank you.